Can I just say that I absolutely love these family plots? Everything just looks so clean and uniform with boxwood hedges around each plot and all the monuments matching. I really love that concept. Hi there, you're watching the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma and today I'm in Portland, Oregon on Skyline Boulevard at the Skyline Memorial Gardens and Funeral Home. And I've never been here before. I'm really excited to check it out. What really intrigued me about this memorial garden or cemetery is that all of their sections are named after a specific garden. So we're gonna go drive around and look at all the different kinds of gardens. It's not looking like every area is an actual garden with planting, but what I've seen so far is that the landscaping is really well done, and it's a beautiful, well-maintained cemetery, and I'm looking forward to just checking it out. We'll keep feeding more details as we go, but let's go walk around. This is fairly new planting with boxwoods, andina, lavender, new sidewalk, and then it looks like they're putting in a new addition right there, clearing it all out, getting it ready. Okay, we've got sprinklers going on, so it might get a little wet. It's warm out, so it should be fine. Like, really loving these family plots, whatever they are. It looks like, well, there's no names on any of them yet, so it's like they're just ready. So there's a big monument and space. There's a dog running around out there, it scared me. And then each area has a bench. Every other one has a bench. There's flower urns. So my guess is that you would buy this lot, put your family name up there, and then you could have multiple people, probably cremains or maybe scattering, I'm not sure, maybe a combo of both. Let's go down into this garden, which looks super intriguing. I really love how there's all these monuments and planting. I'm also seeing no names on these monuments. It's like they've just prepared. This is probably a scattering garden, as close as everything is. The way it's planted out, it's letting me know that this is a scattering garden. And I love this. Oh, and I love this little beautiful circle. A nice little grassy area where families can gather, you know, for a funeral or just life celebrations. Oh, can I have favorites? This might be a favorite. I really love this. This is an amazing architectural design that somebody did. I'm definitely gonna find out who did this because this is genius. I love it. So again, these are not occupied. There's no names on these monuments. No names. No name. That would be a niche. So those would come off, and you could place an urn behind there, and then, you know, flowers in that flower urn. Yeah. The beautiful flagstone path. This is gorgeous. These beautiful, beautiful landscaping, beautiful concept. So most of the time a scattering garden is, you know, just a garden bed with maybe some flat tiles around the bed that people can use or add to engrave the names of their loved ones, birth and death dates, and but you know, beloved mother or whatever you want to put on there. But this is so fun because, you know, an upright headstone is the beautiful nostalgia of our old cemeteries, that those of us who love cemeteries, it's the uprights that really just draw us in. So it lends to that, but it allows for the scattering option. And I would assume that it's a much more economical value than having to buy a full lot that would accommodate a casket just for your remains to be there because you want an upright stone. I'm so excited about this. It's brilliant. I can't wait to figure out who the designer is of this garden. Just well done. Well done. A garden like this would be a good one for compost, human composting as well. This would be a great option for that. Oh, there's like a little dead end here. Okay, now turn around. Look at that. It's great. Man, I'm so excited. All right, let's go check out another area. All right, the top of one of the hills, coming up on this monument. I love these cloud shrubs and trees. Cloud pruning. Pretty fun. They're junipers. Alright, so shepherd, his lambs. It's surrounded in a circle by plantains. It's got a amoeba shaped circle of plantains all the way around. Kind of fun. You can see the mountain range in the distance, some cityscape mountains, and that peak. All the way around, we've got grasses and Japanese maples and rhododendrons. Fun. There's a few camellias, young camellias, a couple of old azaleas. This cemetery was established in 1952, which is the newest cemetery I think I've ever been in. So I'm not going to be sharing first burials or any specifics on the residents of the cemetery because I really tried to focus on pioneers and the founders of communities. Plus, I try to be respectful of the families and keep my research to people who died 100 years or more ago. And so clearly the cemetery's only been in existence for the last 70 years. And I just want to make sure that you know, I'm mindful and respectful to those families because the likelihood of the family members still being alive are very high at this point. So I'm not going to be sharing any of those specifics, but it is still really fun to walk around this garden to see what the landscape architect has designed for this space in comparison to our older cemeteries. Because I think they've done a great job, and they're continuing to add new elements that are really fun and beautiful. So I'm excited to share those spaces with you. Let's keep going. I love how they take these opportunities of creating a garden and placing monuments in these garden beds on the outer edges of the cemetery grounds, where it's easy to mow, but they also have these upright elements. All right, so this is one section. Amazing views. Not quite gotten my bearings as to what section's what, but then we've got this tree line that we're passing through, and then it goes into this section, which we will head down to this statue and space and see how things are going. So all of these are flat stones, but then on the edges they've got benches in between the tree lines, that's a great opportunity for families. And the shade, have an upright kind of thing. There's a lot of bronze markers opposed to granite markers in this cemetery, I'm noticing. All right, so we've got a little semicircle of benches here, as well as a semicircle of plantings. Some really old rhododendrons here, and then big boxwood hedge, juniper clouds. We've got fir. It's like they all have names, but it's not clear which garden I'm in. I don't know. I love how striking the beautiful plums are on the edge there. Oh, look at that view. Wow, stunning, beautiful view. Let's go way out. Okay, very cool. Also like how this bench is set in cement, and then there's a vase over there off to the side, so that when the families are sitting on the bench and their feet are here, they can still have flowers there. All right, so what I want to do is hike up to the top where those little pillars are and see what the view is like from there, and just see what's up there. So I'll meet you at the top. All right, we're at the top. So this looks like a pretty new element. This, we've got a ring of benches around the outside in the shade, and then this amazing, gorgeous view. And we were just down there at that statue. You could see it. Steep hill. Again, lots of bronze markers, mostly in the late 60s, early 70s in this section. But then you get to the top here, and this is new. This is a columbarium, and this is where you would place urns inside these walls niche walls, and most of them are empty with no names on them. Just really gorgeous. Gorgeous. This and the view from up here is completely unobstructed. That's Portland, guys. For those of you who have not been to Portland, Oregon, this is our biggest city in the state. Huge metropolis, and you can see how beautifully green and full of trees it all is. Absolutely gorgeous. And as much as I'm not a huge fan of being in Portland because it's super crowded, I'm so grateful for how beautiful it is, even for a big city like it is. Okay, so then it kind of levels out and we'll drive around those areas to see if there's any bits of interest that we want to get out for. We're already down there. It's pretty empty. It goes around the funeral home. Just flat markers, slight slope. That section there, I did see a name, and it was Old Rugged Cross. The Old Rugged Cross is a beautiful song that my great-grandmother loved, and so it always makes me think of her when there's a reference to the Old Rugged Cross. Maybe I can find a free rendition that I could share with you on YouTube and not get a copyright claim on that, they don't want. If not, maybe I could just put the lyrics up on the screen while we explore, just so you have a small reference of what that beautiful song is. appears to be the original funeral home. It's no longer being used from what I can tell. It's all brick, goes down 2 stories. Look around it. Oh, there's another, looks like to be another urn garden or scattering garden idea. Super awesome, because again, there's a bunch of little uprights over there with no names on it. Looks like that sidewalk just sort of meanders around through the garden. Little pockets of memorials. There's a ring of statues over there, which lends me to believe that that is the Garden of the Apostles. The statues up there. It's cool. I like that it's up on like a little plateau. You can see the staircase there. Ring of. Okay, so we're in that Garden of Apostles, and you can see the statuary around me, and there are dozens of vases. And so what I'm seeing here is they have the names and dates of their loved ones around the ring of the vase, and then that button there would pull up and turn over, and you'd have an upright vase like that. Really interesting concept. So the likelihood is this is an urn garden, and the burial is directly below. That's my guess. But those vases go down. Well, you just bury the urn a little deeper, I guess, to make sure that there's room for the vases. Really interesting. Really, really interesting. So there's an outer ring of them, an inner ring, and we can walk kind of in between. And there's a staircase going up into the rest of the garden there. And looks like this might be a scattering garden with some flats in there, and then the ring all the way around are little individual tiles that can be engraved. There's a ton of flags. Like, does that mean there's going to be a vase for each one of those flags? I don't know. Really interesting, though. Really interesting concept. And of course, you know me. I love circles. I love like the moon garden and all of that. And this is really reminiscent of that, like this big, giant, beautiful, sacred circle of apostles and burial grounds. It just feels so very sacred, so very beautiful. But what a treasure to be able to witness this and be a part of it, even just to walk through. The views are just so amazing, so very amazing. I have to get back over to my car, but gorgeous. This section is called Nativity. Oh, these views, you guys, are just, they're amazing. Absolutely gorgeous. Pockets of placements here and there. It's a huge monument. I don't know what it's for. Let's find out. Okay, so the back of that monument is the Nativity statuary. We have a line of uprights over on this side. We have a strip of garden with benches over on this side. It's just the landscaping and the well thought out way of using this cemetery is just amazing. And then we have flats again. And there's another level down that way. You can see the road way down there. There's a, looks like a staircase or something at the end of this space. You can see how steep this hill is up to the mausoleum there. But there are roads, so you can see my car goes a road here. There's a road along those boxwood plants. Right, so just curious about why there's like a little gated fenced area, because there's no fencing anywhere else. The fence is beautiful. It's iron fence with like a mountain scene. If you could see the mountain scene on there. Really cool. Okay, again, we've got these little family spaces, benches. Right. Go down here. There's another statue down there. There's a maintenance building over there. And okay, so then there's some Asian characters on there that I cannot read, but makes sense that this area is dedicated to a different culture, possibly. Also, I'll get up there. It does have reminiscence of like a Japanese garden maybe, but I'd hate to project that onto the wrong culture. But they have there's like family lot and a locked gate space. This is very reminiscent of an Asian culture of some sort, but it doesn't appear to have any names in it yet, so I don't mind showing you a little bit. Does have a memorial, so someone might be in there. And then they've got this beautiful gate that's the ability to be locked, just to deter vandalism, possibly. Also just to keep those spaces sacred unto your own family. This one has a taller gate. There's stairs. Those stairs just go to the road that I was driving on. So, I don't know. It's kind of fun. Alright. Just keep moving on. There's the mausoleum up on that hill there. Yeah, there's the Garden of Apostles sign, and the statues are right above it. And then across the way is the mausoleum and the Masonic section. This cemetery has been so much fun to explore. Unfortunately, I have unfortunately and very fortunately, I have an appointment to meet a very good friend for lunch. So I'm gonna have to skedaddle out of here. But it was such a pleasure and a joy just to see the difference in a new new cemetery. It's only less than a century old, which there's a big difference in how things are laid out, which I'm really appreciating, and I really enjoy the how well thought out all of it is. Because by the time this cemetery was established, we knew that we were creating spaces for parks for families to gather for many years to come, whereas a lot of the pioneer cemeteries were built or dedicated at need. It was just, people are dying, we have to bury them somewhere. And so, as cemeteries became a thing, because before pioneer cemeteries, we were burying our families in our farms, in our gardens, at home. And once people started burying them in a community setting, it was just like, we don't have anywhere to put our people, so they just some of the cemeteries are a little bit willy-nilly, or they're not as well thought out, and they're really crowded. And then you get like 50 years later, and they're building cemeteries like this, and it's really, really thought out by a landscape architect and continues to be developed by landscape architects. And it's just it's a whole different feel. It's a whole new level of peace and serenity and calmness. And it's just a different appreciation for what they're doing here and with the newer cemeteries. So I'm actually looking forward to maybe exploring a couple more new cemeteries around, because I do focus on pioneer cemeteries. They have my heart, and they'll always have my heart. But this has my gardener's heart, right? This is my gardening soul coming alive on this cemetery. So super fun. I will continue to just kind of loop through, but I don't have time to make any more stops. So I'm just gonna, drive and share with you a little bit and then get on my way. So until the next time, keep celebrating your life, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.